All right, good evening. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back to Tranquility here. We've got a matchup in the Harmony tier here against two teams that are currently sitting 2-2 in the season right now. It's the Luminous Foxes versus the Flashbacks. I am Dextron, joined here tonight by Denji. Man, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Man, I am doing great. I've been looking for this match here for a little bit right now. And like I said, both these teams coming into the season or coming into this game sitting at 500 on the season, or at least in this first stage here. So this is a big game for these two teams here.
Yeah, and both these teams, Flashbacks has had a couple little struggles every now and then with Schuster and Pasty. A couple other players haven't been there at times. Luminous has had a bunch of roster movements. They recently lost their tank Rim Jazzberry to IRL stuff, so they've moved their DPS player Josh to tank. They've also are down their main support Uminati, who has been on a leave of absence until stage 2, so they've had nerf subbing for the last couple of weeks. So little bit of movements and roster switches from Luminous, and Flashbacks has pretty much stayed the same. It's just been Pasty, and Pasty I know for a fact hasn't been on a couple of their matches sometimes, so they've had to switch B Well when their flex DPS is to support, but he is here tonight, so that will not be a problem.
Yeah, so it sounds like Flashbacks coming into this game here at full strength. Luminous Foxes still maybe not at full strength, but at a good enough strength right now to be in this one here. But we do know our first map here tonight. We'll be going to the newest map of Antarctic Peninsula here. Now, Denji, still, this is the newest map, but I feel like we've started to see, a definite comp be set out for the 3 points here.
Yeah, with the release of Antarctic came the release of the buffs to Reinhardt. So this map is basically Lijiang Tower 2.0 in my opinion. It is dominated by Brawl on all 3 points. You can switch to a Ramatra if you really want to on a couple of them points, but it's mostly dominated by Reinhardt here.
Yeah, but you say it's a Lijiang 2.0, and that kind of makes me think it's a good map to start out on, because I've always heard from a lot of players that Lijiang Tower is a great map to start out on because you have those 3 different points where you can play 3 different comps to have them succeed. But like you said, Brawl at the moment is kind of back.
Yeah, you can play different comps like on Icebreaker. You can play a ball comp on the sub level. You can switch it up and play Ramatra Brawl, but on the third stage, which I'm forgetting the name, it's the one on the ship. That's where mostly Reinhardt is played because of the way the chokes are set up. It plays perfectly for Maywalls. Sub-level plays perfectly for Maywalls too if both teams try to take the bridge, where most teams like to hold. But looks like the first point here is going to. I keep forgetting the name of the stage.
Let's just call it Boat.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we're going to Boat here first. And honestly, we still have some time here before we see what, we're going to see. But, from watching the Prime a little bit, we saw a lot, at least I saw a lot of different comps on this one. And look at the start here. 2 different comps coming out here, at least being teased here. Never mind.
I was gonna say Josh is trolling 100%. Nobody plays Doomfist. Really, you really don't see Doomfist that often because his power block did get nerfed in season 2. Takes more damage, and he's easily just stunned out of it by most things. And Ryan's just been better with the damage increase on fire strikes and the charge cooldown reduction.
Yeah, so a mirror match to start out here. Both teams going to try to get to this point first. You see Glimpse immediately try to get there first, kind of negating their team, but that will allow Luminous Foxes to kind of get to that, high ground area first. The Ice Wall comes out here from Ty, however, Milan able to find Joe's out here first. That's a huge pick off here for the Flashbacks. You need to see how the rest of the team just starts to collapse in, force those Luminous Foxes back, already finding 3. Be well here, trying to find a 4th one, not going to be able to, but they will definitely cap point here first.
Yeah, and it was a great wall from Ty, but that magnetic grenade is just an ability. Joe took way too much damage on his way in, and the lamp I think was a little too late from color on that end.
Yeah, I agree with you there. That magnetic grenade is still just really strong right now, especially if you can get stuck onto a tank. But look at that. Schuster already very low. Gets some support there. And another stick coming out there. However, Joe's kind of sectioned off away from their team. That immortality field comes out, keeps him alive, but only for a mere moment there as the rest of the Flashbacks just continue to pick off members of the Foxes here. Glimpse trying to go after Ghost here. Last member alive, and we have a pause here. But so far, throughout this first point here, we're only 33% into it, but Flashbacks looking very, very strong.
Yeah, this is probably one of the matches that both teams need to win this in order like to get a higher seeding or at least get into like I would say a B pool. This is the match they need to win. But right now, Choosers looks Flashbacks is capitalizing really on. Luminous is like kind of like the Ryan may want to go forward, but the rest of them don't. So they're like split, and Flashbacks is taking an opportunity on that. I've rang and also like been around Luminous for a bit. I think if they want to have a chance of taking this stage, I would say tone down the aggression a little bit. He likes to play in front of his Reinhardt, which usually obviously gets him killed. So a little less aggression on the Mei. Like Joe should be the one leading, not Ty.
Yeah, I agree with you there, but already we're almost to 50% and counting here for the Flashbacks on this point. They are about to have 4 ultimates ready here. Luminous Foxes really only have 1 there from Color. Here it comes from Color, popping that damage measure out here early, but you look at the counter Blizzard from B-Well, it finds 4 and already 3 taken out, make it a 4th. They're trying to find Lucio there of Nerf, but Nerf is going to be able to wall ride themselves away from the danger to deny a team kill there. However, Flashbacks, 2 ultimates used in that team fight. They still have 2 more to go. And honestly, I feel like the Flashbacks with 1 more good team fight win here could already just win this first point.
Yeah, it only takes 1 bit shatter from Schuster if it connects with a lot of the players, or a Deadeye that picks a couple from Milan. Glimpse is nearing that sound barrier as well, but Nerf has it in a match. Ty has that. Oh no, Ty goes down with Blizzard almost available.
Yeah, but look at that. The members of the Fox here trying to keep themselves in it. However, they are less in numbers here. However, finding Schuster out is huge for them here. They need to go on it. The beat is going to be forced out here by Glimpse to try to keep all their members alive. Pasty, only one that did not get that beat there, but they're doing a good job at a trade coming out there. The Mei gone for the Flashbacks. Cassidy gone for the Foxes. However, the Foxes still have the advantage right now with having that tank on point.
C9.
They didn't cap point. We do see Ty get back in time not to get the C9, but look at that. The shatter comes out, and Ty perfectly ice blocks there, but they end up falling, and so does the rest of their team. It almost goes from being a C9 there to, giving themselves a little bit of hope, but in the end, just the numbers for the Flashbacks was too strong.
Yeah, I don't know what the call was. Like, the call probably from Luminous was like somebody behind them. It should only be 1 person. But nerfed Joe's Color and Ghost said, screw the point, we're all going to the edge of the boat.
Yeah, they're going to the edge of the boat. That was the wrong move there for them because they had, like I said, they had the advantage. Chuster was out of that fight.
They were up by 2. Chuster was still coming back. Josh had his shatter, so assuming that Chuster just, like, charges into the point, he can shatter for free because his shield's down. Don't know why they ran back. It must have been like Milan or Pasty or somebody that was stuck behind them, but it only should be like maybe the loose 2 people at most going back for that kill, not 4 people and just neglecting the point that's not in your favor.
Yeah, but now it's time to see if the Foxes here can, bounce back from kind of a poor 0.1 there. They're coming out with a Junker Queen here, but Josh immediately here falls early in it, and you're going to start to see some other members of the Foxes fall soon after that. Already 3 members gone here, and you see the Flashbacks get hyper aggressive to try to get rid of these last 2, but I believe Nerfed and Ty will be able to escape with their lives here.
Yeah, and I honestly think that in the comp that Luminous is playing, Ryan beats it. Ryan just out brawls Junker Queen. Like, Junker Queen has like more displacement and more, like, a little more displacement and stuff like that, a little more survivability than Reinhardt, but like just kind of gets beaten by the output of damage from the Ryan and the rest of the team. Like, there's really nothing you can really do with the shield. Junker Queen doesn't have a shield, Ryan does, so you can just shield off all that damage coming in from the Luminous.
Yeah, and Luminous Foxes only got 1 kill in that team fight there while losing 4 members. Color, the only one to stay alive, able to TP back to Ty there. And again, it's just coming down to the same thing we saw last map as well. Just Flashbacks getting that early lead and just kind of running it from there. Luminous Foxes staying in the fight maybe a little bit too long and kind of just feeding. But again, we're coming back into the 2nd or 3rd engagement right now, and the Flashbacks have some ultimates to play with, and B-Well finds Nerf out here early. Another big problem. We do see the swap from Josh here, but it won't really matter here right now as Schuster just running through that ice wall, trying to find Ghost. They're not going to be able to. The shatter does come out from Schuster, but they fall. Jost falls as well, so no Reinhardt available for either side here at the moment. That shatter from Schuster was a little bit weird in my opinion. I don't know if that was the right play there.
I think he was just trying to like get the members of his team, the members that were up from Luminous on the ground, but that probably is the ult that he wants back.
High Noon coming out here from Milan, trying to find anyone with it right there. Not going to be able to find anyone. Ghost has that overclock, though. Already able to find one. Milan does find Nerf there. Ghost able to find Milan as well. They find Schuster. A 3-kill here for them. And that will give the Luminous Foxes here their first point cap of this map.
Yeah, and now they have the ult advantage. They have ult advantage here. Well, somewhat of an ult advantage. B-Will does have the Blizzard, so it's going to be up to Nerf to save Amp to get them out of it, because I don't think she'll be able to beat in the time that takes. Or Josh can just pick off Pasty.
Yeah, and this is good for the Foxes here. They desperately need to have a team fight go their way after capping the point, and that is exactly what happened there. An early pickoff led to 2 more kills for them. And now the Flashbacks, they're going to come back into this next engagement with 2 ultimates ready to go. However, the Foxes will have about the same.
Yeah, and I also want to mention that Ghost is the hit skin for Luminous. He's playing against his former team tonight, so he probably has some stuff to prove, showing that he still has it.
Yeah, but look at this. The shatter from Josh comes out. Already 3 members of the Flashbacks gone. However, the next 2 kills go the way of the Flashbacks, but it will not matter much there. It's Ghost able to find those final 2 members of the Flashbacks to give another team fight win over here to the Luminous Foxes. They did use their shatter in that fight, but it was used to great success. B-Will also used their Blizzard, but it just wasn't enough there to turn that fight.
Yeah, now Ty's going to have his. Glimpse does have that beat to like sustain through most of it, but Nerfed has her beat as well, like to flip the momentum. I'll be surprised if Ty Blizzard's right here.
Beat comes out here early from Glimpse. Here comes the Blizzard from Ty. Are they going to be able to find any? They find 4 people in it right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make it 5. Make it a team kill there for the Foxes. An amazing play coming out from them there.
Yeah, this is an icebreaker at this point. The team who has the positioning advantage or like the momentum control is the team who usually wins this point. And right now, Luminous just are doing a great job rotating ults. Schuster's coming up on his shatter. Malong does have that Deadeye, but Ghost has the overclock and Colors coming up on a window of his own.
Yeah, but right now the Flashbacks have the touch point, and they will be able to just at the last moment there. Like you said, the Milan does have that High Noon ready to go. They're going to pop it right now. They're able to find Ghost with it, so there will be no overclock. This is good here for the Flashbacks, but then they need to find the next kill. Your shatter does come out. They do find 1, make it 2 more. This should be a point flip over to the Flashbacks here. Foxes need to try to keep themselves alive here, but that damage matrix coming out from Color there might have been the wrong move.
I think it was a call like to try to keep Josh alive, but this is last fight territory, and that they probably want that ult back to like force it in. Josh does have that shatter, but it's gonna be up to Nerfed or Colored, and somebody has to touch here, or else this first map is going the way of Flashbacks.
Looks like it is up to Ghost there to touch, but they do not even get to use their overclock. Their shatter comes out from Jost. You see 2 more members of the Foxes come back to try to touch point, but they're doing their best at the moment, and Nerf was trying their hardest there. Eventually get taken out. Now it's up to Ty, but they immediately get taken out once to get out of their ice block. The Blizzard comes out from B-Will to seal the deal here on Antarctic Peninsula as the Flashbacks take the first map.
Yeah, and coming into that fight, the Deadeye pick from Milan onto Ghost, who Ghost did have that overclock up and available, and I'm pretty sure they had their slide cooldown, but if Ghost doesn't know, Cassidy takes reduced damage when he's casting Deadeye. So the headshot railgun from Ghost, who he probably thought that would kill Milan out of it, didn't do anything, really. And Milan got that kill. So most of the time you really want to LOS from the Deadeye, and so it doesn't get as much value. So kind of a mistake from Ghost deciding to stay where he was instead of slide to cover.
Yeah, small mistake coming out there from Ghost, like you said, but still, that was a very good comeback there from the Foxes and then from the Flashbacks there. That 1 kill really gave them a huge advantage. And you kind of saw how, it affected the Foxes' kind of gameplay. They were really banking on Ghost and their overclock there to do a lot of damage with it, but just losing it kind of put them at a disadvantage because they were down that ultimate. And that was really the only ultimate they had up until that final engagement where we saw them have that shatter, but just didn't find anyone.
Yeah, and I honestly think Window was overinvestment. It probably was just called to put window down to try to do something because it was an 80% for Luminous Fox, not Luminous Flashback at the time. But next map chosen is Luminous Picks, and they are going to Hollywood. So they're going away from the brawl most likely and going towards more of a dive. However, we did see Symmetra Brawl run here last week between Odigiri and Aimbot. I don't think we're going to see that here today.
Sadly,
unless,
no.
But unless Luminous feels like they can catch Flashbacks off guard, because most likely Flashbacks are going to run a Diva, Winston, or a Sigma.
We also did see a Doomfist here on Hollywood last week, but it didn't really work out good for that team that played Doomfist. It took them a while to actually get anything going, and at that point, they had already lost so much time on their other team. But, right now, going to Hollywood, like you said, it's about as far away from a brawl map as you can get. It is mainly a dive map. Yeah, you can still play brawl on it. It's just not the best comp, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot of high ground, more space to close. Poke is another great comp to be played here, so you can see Sigmas and Poke comps come out here as well. But mostly dive, I would say, would be played on offense. The defending team has a little more leeway what they want to play because they can choose to play the brawl, they can choose to play the anti-dive, they can choose to play the poke, they can pretty much choose to what they want to play. The attacking team pretty much has one set comp, and I would assume that Luminous is going with a dive, if not maybe a poke.
Mm-hmm. And it does look like, I believe we're going to be getting some subs here for, I believe it was the Flashbacks. I'll read them off once we get into the game here, but I believe we're having 2 subs coming up.
I believe for Flashbacks, Arsene has come in for B-Well on that flex DPS role, and Arsene, if for anybody who doesn't know, it is your Tranquility Harmony to your MVP from last season, Azino. He just changed his battle tag to something a little different, so if anybody wondering who it is, it's last season's MVP, Azino.
Mm-hmm. But, looking at the teams right now, exactly what we kind of thought, dive. And really, there's only some small differences between the two here at the moment. We saw the Foxes there were basically running the same support line up until Nerf swapped over to the Brigitte. I don't necessarily know if they're going to be sticking on that one. I feel like it's more of a tease at the moment. But, we're seeing basically what we thought we would see here. Dive comps come out.
Yeah, and the target that they want to go on to is obviously either the backline of Pasty or the Ashe of Milan. Those are the 2 easiest targets to access. Nerf has switched over to the Mercy to Pocket Tie in the sky, but Glow has a little more leeway. She can Arsene's Echo or Milan's Ashe.
Yeah, but right now it's going to be whoever can strike first here. And looks like the Foxes here want to try to play it slow. Ty does go up there in the sky, like you said, try to find some damage and probably fall back down to get pocketed by Nerf here. Oh, but we're seeing Josh get incredibly low here. Color doing a good job to keep them supported right now, but Ghost right now trying to be a little sneaky on that back line, try to disrupt them a little bit, try to distract them a little bit to get them focused on or lose their focus on the main tank there of Schuster.
Yeah, and it was off screen, but Ghost did get slapped and almost killed back there, so that forces recall. So he's still he's mostly just trying to put pressure on Milan and Pasty and force him off of there, so then the dive can come in exactly what we're seeing. And yeah, Milan never stood a chance against a Nano and Monkey there.
Yeah, already 2 members of Flashbacks out here. However, we are seeing Luminous Foxes here Flashbacks be back at full strength here after Milan gets the res there right now. Ghost trying to do their best here to find Milan in that backline. Not going to be able to. Actually, it's Milan denying them there, but Color able to get the payback right there, make up for their teammate dying. However, Foxes here are finding some kills, but not necessarily finding anything on the point at the moment. Now they're finally starting to get some percentage here on the point, as you start to see a lot of their team here that's not on the point being a little bit aggressive, trying to poke up a little bit to disrupt or distract the Flashbacks from getting back to the point.
Yeah, Flashbacks, they invest their copy here. Pasty got a naked on the Color. Main heal is out. Tremel, this is turning into a chaos fight right now because both teams still have players alive able to contest the point, and it's just going to be who has the better ult trade, and right now it's Flashbacks because they invested more.
Yeah, you immediately see the Luminous Foxes here just jump back out of the fight to regroup. Go still on their own here, but I feel like that's pretty normal for a Tracer. But however, they do have this 1v1 fight here with Arsene. Arsene, though, backs up. Same thing with Ghost. They're going to have to back up, too. They're going to be able to get that health pack there. But Arsene might have thought that Ghost maybe went to rejoin with their team there. Now you see them focusing here on the arches right here. Ghost looking for their target with this pulse bomb. They want to potentially put it onto the Mercy. It looks like they're going to be trying to find anyone. They throw it out. I believe they're not going to be able to find anyone as they get slapped and then taken out. Glimpse able to get Milan back in this fight. And the Foxes here, again, kind of at a disadvantage as, again, they're down a person here early.
Yeah, Ghost and Josh are never really synced with each other, so I think if like both of them jumped with pace at the same time, they would have a better chance of killing. But meanwhile, on the other end, Schuster is like a lot more in sync with Arsene than the rest of Luminous is in sync with Josh. When Josh is going in, Ghost and Tyre off someplace else, or like not able to engage. So it's a little messy in the dives from Luminous. They have to have at least a coordinated dive attempt. They can't just send their monkey onto like their Ana, because Ana can just get either sleep the monkey or get support from their own monkey or their Mercy.
Absolutely. But right now, I mean, less than a minute left to go here for the Luminous Foxes. They already have got about up to so close to 50% capped right now, but they would probably like to get more here at the moment. They need to be able to get something going here early. Ty, though, does duplicate into a Winston, so there are two Winstons on the field now for the Foxes. It's going to get a little bit crazy here as you see both of them dive on to Pacey. However, Glimpse able to get Milan back into this one. Milan has been a dead eye so far for them. Not as shocked that they res them their Ty. Now focusing in on Glimpse. Two people going after them. It took them a while, but they eventually found the kill. Milan, though, able to find a trade. They're on to Color. However, Fox is here looking the best they have looked so far on this point. However, look at Milan and Arsene coming alive at the perfect time for their team. They find three. Josh has to pop that Primal Rage to keep this fight alive here. It's just them on point against another Winston and the Echo there. The sleep coming out there on the Color, who tried to get back to the point as a Moira, not going to be able to. Only 49.5% is going to be all the Luminous Foxes get here on Hollywood.
Yeah, and it seems like every time that Milan got killed, he was immediately resurrected, and that's just on the target focus. Like, sure, you like got the Ash down, good. You're going after the Ana. Somebody has to camp the body. Glimpse has gotten away with 3 resurrects where she should have died.
Yeah, like the amount of resurrects that the Flashbacks got away with was insane, and it seemed like the Foxes were able to find these early picks, but you know, they just let Glimpse have free reign to res them, get them back into the fight. It just seemed like they were always kind of focusing on the wrong person when they mostly should have been focusing on Glimpse to start out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, they got like the first pick like onto Milan. Great, Milan's out of the fight. Man, his can threat to Ty is gone. Next target, their plan of focus was to go after Pacey next. Well, if you can force Pacey out of the LOS, so like his monkey, and like force him back into the cafe by just like sending a monkey after him, like have your Tracer Echo. Somebody stay in the area where Milan died, because Glimpse, her first resurrect was like right in front of, was like right near Ghost. Second resurrect, Ghost missed the pulse bomb. Third resurrect, she got punished for it after, but nobody was around her when she res the third time. So all these resurrects are really on the focus on Luminous, just like not looking where Glimpse is going.
But now the Flashbacks only really have to give it 50% on this first point, and they go up 2-0 in the series here. Luminous Foxes have to play an almost perfect defense here if they want to try to even the series off before we go to our break.
Yeah, and they're playing the Poe comp. They either have the Torb of Ty, like to like at least provide a little support, but well, there's the MVP himself, takes down 2 immediately. I think this is over for Luminous.
Yeah, I'm starting to agree with you right there. It's only up to Color right now, but Color can only do so much on that Baptiste. All 5 members of the Flashbacks on the point. That's going to go up insanely fast. You do see Josh come back as the ball, but they get just denied at the door. Flashbacks go up 2-0 in the series.
Yeah, Luminous has to go back to the drawing board this time. Their dives weren't synced with dives were never synced with each other. Target focus was all over the place. Especially like just letting Glimpse just pretty much have like just being able to res like in the middle of the point or like in front of players who she should have died. That is a big thing. Target focus needs a lot of work from Luminous. They're all over the place. It seems like Josh is calling somebody, and then the rest of their team is taking 1v1s across the map.
Yeah, but when you talk about that, and when you look at the flashbacks right now, I mean, they're doing everything right, and they're really benefiting off the little mistakes that the Luminous Foxes are making so far throughout these first 2 maps. We can talk about the reses there on Hollywood, but you can go back to the first map of Antarctic Peninsula, and even you brought up a little bit, maybe some people on the team were, you know, overextending a little bit in front of that Reinhardt shield and getting punished for it right away, and it already put them at such a disadvantage. And hell, a lot of times on Antarctic Peninsula, you were seeing the tank fall first for the Luminous Foxes, and it immediately just gave everyone on that team the decision of, do we just feed in, die, and respawn, or do we try to go back? And a lot of the time, you know, they didn't have enough time to turn around and run back to spawn because the flashbacks were right there already killing them.
Yeah, especially in that brawl mirror. I don't know how experienced Josh is on tank, but there's like little mistakes that just start to amount, and then everything just starts to fall down. Like on Antarctic, Ghost staying in the LS of that Deadeye Icebreaker. Luminous nearly C9ing on boat too. That was really, really bad from them. At least Ty like got back to the point in time. It still didn't matter that because they ended up losing, but like literally they almost C9 where they were up 2. And on this map, their dives just weren't coordinated. Josh wasn't in sync with his DPS. Target focus wasn't there from them. Flashbacks are doing everything to pretty much counteract or at least capitalize on the mistakes that Luminous are making.
But that is the end of the second map. We're going to take a quick halftime break here. Be right back with the rest of the series after this break. All right, welcome back, everyone. Current score of this game right now: Flashbacks currently sitting on top of the Luminous Foxes, 2-0 here. Now, Denji, we talked about a little bit before break at the moment here that the Flashbacks look like a very, very strong team, but that is mostly because of the fact that the Luminous Foxes here have just been making some minor mistakes, or some big to minor mistakes, throughout these first two maps.
Yeah, and Luminous has chosen Shambhala here, so might see like Brawl or Poke come out here. I honestly think if they want to win this map, they have to clean up their like target focus. Like that's the big thing. They're just like all over the place when it comes to focusing a target. Also, no subs. It doesn't seem like there's subs on either side. Also, Dex and I both found out that we were pronouncing Ercine's name wrong. So we are very sorry for that. Do not hate us for it. We just didn't know how to say it.
Hey, I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry about it, but sometimes you tell us. But Ercine has been doing good so far throughout this entire series here. We go into Shambhala Monastery. We talked about a little bit during the break here that you consider this to be a pretty significant brawl map, but I have seen some teams run dive on this first point and then transition into a brawl.
Yeah, the first point is more wide open. There's more paths to take. There's more angles and stuff. I would say like some teams like to run poke on the first phase of Shambhala, but as soon as it gets into the second and third, second is like the big brawl one because you're playing inside a cave basically, so it's enclosed. You're basically forced to take a fight in close quarters. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see brawl. Except this is Luminous map pick. They're on the attack and they are showing a brawl with the Symmetra from Ghost. And
I'm not getting my hopes up.
Flashbacks are showing a poke comp, but with a tracer. So they probably are thinking that Luminous is coming with a brawl. So they're probably seeing the tracer like just to be a pest in the back and like pull attention, because just pulling the attention of like 1 to 2 people is good enough. You're doing your job on tracer. Like you might not be getting kills, but you're doing your job. You're getting value by just pulling attention.
Mm-hmm. But at the moment, Ghost still teasing us with that symmetric pick. Looks like they're actually going to
switch off of it. I don't want to see it.
Well, too bad. You're getting to see it here. My feeling is, this is exactly what I kind of thought they would do here. They're going to TP from this room right here up onto this high ground and try just to beat them to the brawl. Actually, they TP behind them and looks like they're focusing in on, is that Pasty in that back line there?
Ghost is alone. The rest of the team rotated into green room, and Ghost just decided, I'm gonna walk you. This is the problem with Luminous. Like, they don't have a plan, or they don't really know what they're doing. Like, they're kind of just like, oh, we'll figure it out on the fly. And that's kind of what's killing them in that fight, is like, Ghost went one direction, the rest of his team went the other.
Yeah, but at the moment, the Luminous Fox is still pushing this cart, but that's probably because the Flashbacks are allowing them to push here. You do see Schuster come down here to contest the cart here, and basically the rest of the Flashbacks follow him here. Somehow they have flipped sides on this map here at the moment, but Josh trying to find Milan there, but that Immortality Field, perfect, keeps him alive. Ercine finds Ghost, Pasty finds Color coming back, and the kills just all going the way of the Flashbacks here. Nerf trying to get out, won't be able to there. And Luminous Foxes did push the card a decent amount there in that first little fight. However, that only makes it a lot easier for the Flashbacks here, in my opinion.
But yeah, Flashbacks comp, like the way they can beat the brawl is they have to surround and take angles. Like Josh can only shield in one direction, so if he's probably mostly shielding Schuster off, so he probably isn't watching where the back is, and but they just blow up Schuster immediately here.
Damage just comes out here from Color. They're immediately able to find one. Ercine does pop their pulse bomb, but gets taken out. Ghost able to find Ercine right after that stuff, looking to go the way of the Foxes here pretty early in this fight. 3 members of the Flashbacks down. The ice wall coming up from Ty there kind of blocks their teammate from getting there, but that magnetic grenade will be able to take care of Pasty there, and the Foxes continue to push up this card here. You do see Schuster coming back on that high ground, but will he come back to contest the card? A nice ice wall coming out there from Ty might deny that, and they do get the first point here. 4 minutes, 20 seconds in that time bank right now. But like you said, this second point is the real brawl point of this map because of how close quarters it actually is.
Yeah, and you see where Flashbacks is playing. They're playing in an area where that map opens up. They don't want to take a fight in that hallway. If they want to take a fight in that hallway, they have to like at least have somebody flank from that window, or like shoot from that window where Pasty is currently. But Flashbacks are just like not willing to push up. They just don't really want. They know that Luminous want them to push up. They want to take the brawl fight, and that's the big shatter.
Shatter comes out the immortality field, but it also does force out the transcendence here from Pasty. However, Ghost able to find Aircene right there. The overclock coming in from Milan gets denied by Ghost yet again. Now the blizzard from Ty, but here comes the flux from Schuster, able to find Joester. That's a huge pick. Now they have their eyes set on Ty there, but Ghost High Noon is able to save them. Another magnetic grenade coming out there. Ghost able to find the headshot kill there on the Pasty. Luminous Foxes here looking like a completely different team than what we saw in that first 2 maps.
Yeah, they've cleaned it up a little bit, but it also comes to the fact that Flashbacks were playing a comp that just doesn't play well in the Brawl, and you can see them immediately switching to the Brawl. Airstein's staying on that Tracer because they are close to that Pulse Bomb. It's going to be real tough for Flashbacks to contest here, and Schuster immediately dies.
Schuster immediately dies, but Aircene trying to do their best. Pasty next one to fall here for the Flashbacks. Pulse Bomb does come out there from Aircene, not able to find anyone with it yet again there, but they're trying their best here to just keep this card contested for as long as they can. Glimpse falls yet again to Ghost, who's absolutely turned it on here on Shambali Monastery. Aircene finally falls there to Color, and Luminous Fox is over 4 minutes in that time bag now to try to push it as far as they can or complete the map. Like I said, this looks like a completely different Luminous Foxes team than what we saw in those first 2 maps.
Yeah, their coaches, Scene and Neptune, must have whipped them into shape with a halftime speech or something, because they look a lot more focused, a lot more playing together. And Ty's kind of overextended a little bit. I don't think it will be that much a problem, because Flashbacks doesn't have really any ults coming into this fight. Luminous are nearing 3 currently right now, so it's gonna be an ult fight. It's gonna be a dry fight mostly here for Flashbacks unless Pasty gets that window up soon.
Yeah, but right now it's just a brawl here around the card. Immortality field already forced out early here by the Flashback. Shatter does come out from Josh. It finds 4. Already 1 taken out. Actually, no, it's Josh taken out there. Milan able to find a kill there to put them back in this fight. Schuster finds Ghost right after that. The Blizzard coming out here from the Luminous Fox's nerf. Able to find Schuster right back to try to even some stuff out, but they're still down a man here in this fight. Still, though, the Luminous Fox is fighting this one tooth and nail, but with Ty falling right there and Nerf Color falling right after them, Flashbacks finally going to be able to win a team fight here and re-stabilize on point.
Yeah, and they've built up 5 ultimates too, and Luminous invested 2. Joe Shatter might have hit 4, but he didn't hit. I believe it was Aircene or Pasty that he didn't hit, or somebody. I can't. He didn't hit one person, and that person ended up killing them in the charge. But Luminous have double support in the Deadeye, but Flashbacks has 5 ultimates here right now, so this is gonna be real tough for Luminous to break through.
High Noon coming out from Milan here. They have some members in their sights. It's a 3-person High Noon there. They find a 4th. Can they find the ace here right now? They're leaving it for him, and they will be able to find the ace here. What a play coming out from Milan.
Yeah, big value with the Deadeye, and that was the only ult that Flashbacks used too, so they still have the war chest of Blizzard, Shatter, Beat, Window. Sure, Luminous have the beat, but that can only sustain for so long. This is gonna be tough for Luminous. They have to just bank on Flashbacks making a mistake, or at least trying to counteract the ults from Flashbacks somehow out here.
Blizzard coming out, both ultimates that the Foxes had coming out right now. Ghost getting just denied here by Schuster, but they will be able to find Schuster. They're kind of evening stuff out here in this team fight. Color able to find Pasty here, and even with all those ultimates the Flashbacks had, they're losing this team fight here at the moment. Only Milan able to find Ghost, but Aircene falls there next. They do see Glimpse trying to wall ride themselves out there, but right now, look at this. The Foxes did force out enough ultimates from the Flashbacks, so they're going to try to keep this fight going. Schuster does have that Shatter ready to go. Here comes the damage vector from Pasty on that high ground. High Noon from Milan. Shatter comes out. Then High Noon looking to find anyone right now. They're able to find 1. They turn it into a 3rd kill right after that, but looks like the Flashbacks here, again, will be able to kind of stabilize this cart push and stop it right here as the Flashbacks here lose this team fight, and Ghost getting kind of staggered out there a little bit by Milan.
Yeah, but the bright side for Luminous is they have Blizzard, Shatter, Window coming up. Flashbacks had to expend every single ultimate they had, so they have nothing left here. It's gonna be on the counter. It's gonna be up onto their counterplay and their position to They have to cut if they want the chance to stop them here. They cannot get caught by Ty's Blizzard. That will end this map right here and there if they get caught in Ty's Blizzard.
Wall comes out here from Airstine. The Shatter comes out, only finds 2, but they're able to find Airstine right there. That's huge for the Fox here. Immortality Field already used by Pasty. Here comes the Blizzard from Ty. It finds Schuster. They will take that member of the Flashbacks falling here. Now, Josh going after Milan there on that high ground, able to find him there. Luminous Fox is here. Only have to get rid of Glimpse, and now Airstine on point. Pasty falls. It's again up to Glimpse and just Airstine on the point right now for them to try to stall it out as long as they can. They both fall, but we do see Choose to come back on that Diva, just trying to make sure this point or this fight goes into overtime. The Flashbacks here will be able to complete the map. I mean, the Luminous Fox here will be able to complete the map, but the Flashbacks did force them to go into overtime.
Yeah, and that is a bit props to both teams, because third point is probably one of the hardest to cap. It's third point on most escort or hybrid maps is the hardest point to cap, but Luminous had, I believe, 5 minutes going into that third point in Flashbacks and able to burn it down to 0. Very good play from them. It's just that Luminous had ult advantage coming into that fight, because Flashbacks had to invest everything from just that other fight that they took where Blizzard and Shatter, everything came out from Flashbacks, just didn't go the way because Nerf had the beat. Ghost was just able to pull so much attention and with his Deadeye from the back. Chooster, I don't know if Deadeye still works this way, but I think if 2 hit markers are marked and they're both standing identically vertically to each other, the person who's in front takes both bullets. So I think Schuster's shield took 1, and then Glimpse was behind him, so then he took the second from Glimpse being behind him. So it only took 1 more shot from Ghost just to finish him off.
Yeah, that was something I saw, and at the same time, Glimpse did use their beat, and it did hit Schuster, so I think you're absolutely right. Schuster got hit by 2 Deadeye shots right there, and only left them with basically 1 hit, and you saw immediately it was just Ghost able to take them out there. But now Luminous Foxes, they have a lot of time here. They were able to fully complete the map. Yes, it did go in overtime, but I have seen teams really struggle to get stuff going on this first point of Shambali.
Yeah, and Flashbacks playing basically what Luminous played minus the Symmetra. Flashbacks, they're just going to force cart here. That's pretty much what you want to do on this first area, is try to force the cart and force the poke team to come to you, or just run the poke team over, as Flashbacks is going to attempt to do that here.
Yeah, you see the fire strike coming out there from Schuster. They have a couple members of the Foxes in their sights right there, but they're doing a good job backing up, especially with that grass coming out from Jost. Going to be able to keep them alive. A trade coming out colored for Schuster. Maybe not the one that you want to lose there if you're the Foxes, but Jost able to find Airstine right after that, so they'll take that trade. It gives them the advantage now as they continue to try to pick off the rest of the members of the Flashbacks here. At the moment, they really haven't pushed this cart up far enough yet to have it be scary, but Ty able to find Milan there, and Nerf able to find Pasty. So Flashbacks kind of doing, I mean, the Luminous Foxes here doing exactly what the Flashbacks did on their defensive hold of winning this first team fight.
Yeah, and sure, they got color, they got the main damage choice, but you lose your tank, and your tank is your space maker. So losing your tank for support, not that bad of a trade. Oh, but Airstine picks Ghost with a headshot with a headshot from that icicle.
Yeah, Airstine has been a deadeye with those right clicks on that Mei right now. Schuster charges and doesn't find anyone. However, Milan does find Ty right out. So now I believe the Foxes are down both DPS. Now both supports make it their entire team. So a lot of space here now for the Flashbacks here to push this cart. Looks like they're going to leave only 1 person on it, though, as they want to try to catch the Foxes as they come out of spawn.
Yeah, and Fox is nearing. They have the Ant Matrix. Ty should get Bob. Josh should get that Flux up. But the silver lining for Luminous is that nobody from Flashbacks was pushing cart when they took that fight. So they will have a second fight here, and they will have it in an area where poke still is a little bit better than brawl.
Damage Ranger comes out. Pulse Bomb comes out there from Ghost, only able to find the Immortality Field from the Flashbacks. Now we do see the Flux come out. Just able to find Schuster. Airstine next one. The fall to the Blizzard coming out though from Airstine. Won't find anyone on the Foxes, so Flashbacks losing a pretty big ultimate there. They also did use their damage matrix as well in that engagement. However, we do see Pasty able to find Ghost, but by the time both teams are back in a team fight, everyone will be back at full strength.
Yeah, and Flashbacks, they do have a couple ults. They have the Deadeye Shatter beat here coming in. Color is building that Transcendence a little slower, but Ty does have the 6th man in that Bob, so if they really want to force more out of Flashbacks or force attention, Ty can just throw the Bob in.
High noon coming out from Milan here. Oh, but I believe the immortality field came out from Nerf to keep themselves alive here. The shatter, though, does come out from Schuster, and they immediately find those two that were shattered. They're on point ties. Next one to fall. We do see Ghost here just trying to contest this as long as they can, but when it's a 1v4, you're not going to last very long. Milan able to find color there. They do cap the first point here, but with a minute less than what the Foxes had.
Yeah, and it was looking, Foxes probably would have held it a little longer, but Ty's Bob didn't hit Cart. It like went over the top of Cart and went off into the sunset somewhere else. So that point presence that Ty wanted with that Bob just didn't work out. So Luminous switching to the Brawl, completing a mirror here, but Flashbacks did have to expend all the ults they had, so it's not really that big of an issue. Both teams are going to be coming in with zero ults here.
Schuster just swinging away here, but Joe's able to find Aircene out here first right now. Josh, though, incredibly low on health, trying to get healed back up here. Will be able to as Ty finds Milan here. And look at this. This is something we didn't see the Flashbacks do on their defensive hold here. We're seeing the Fox here actually push up into caves right now and do a good job at picking off members of the Flashbacks here. Schuster, Pasty, both fall there. And now the Flashbacks can kind of, the Fox here can kind of just set up here on this defense of this cave.
Yeah, especially since both areas that Flashbacks looking to go the cliff side, which is a back route that you can take, but both areas can really be tough when it comes to color, just putting that amp matrix down. It can just force more your teams at LOS, or Josh can pick somebody with the amp fire strike. And it looks like that's probably what Luminous are going to do here. Is if Flashbacks come this way, they're probably going to have to pull the amp matrix out from
Shatter comes out from both sides right there. Only one member being caught out from both sides. However, Aircene first one to fall here. Now the amp matrix coming out here from the Luminous Fox here, and it's working better out in their favor. Schuster though able to find Ty there. However, Joe's finds Schuster. Pacey though finds them right back, completing that cycle of trades there. However, it looks like the trades might still be happening here right now as the battle of the Cassidy's. Milan gets incredibly low. Ghost able to take him out. Now Pacey trying to fall back to regroup with their team. Oh, Ghost able just to escape being walled off from the rest of their team. There are 90 seconds left for the Flashbacks now. And, they completely forgot about that card in that last team fight.
Yeah, Milan does have that Deadeye, Aircene have the Blizzard, but Luminous have it to match, and they also have the sound barrier from Nerfed. This is going to be real tough for Flashbacks. They're basically walking into a death trap unless Aircene can get that Blizzard up and get it off before Ty can.
Yeah, but Ty might be looking for it right now. They're still kind of holding on right now, but Josh able to find Schuster. That's their go button for them. Here comes the Blizzard. It catches two out in it. Those two already taken out of this fight. Glimpse wall riding away. Pasty nowhere to be found at the moment. It looks like they were able to jump themselves out of that one, or were probably an early casualty in that one. But look how far back the cart is right now. It's almost back to essentially the first point here with less than 40 seconds.
Yeah, and Flashbacks realize that they can't take a fight on that cliff again if they want to be able to push the cart, but Ghost has that Deadeye, so he's probably setting up, or he might go for a flank Deadeye here, but the opportunity for a flank Deadeye is probably come and gone because the cart's inside the cave now, so I would assume that Ghost is going to pull Deadeye to try to force Flashbacks to engage back with the Blizzard. I would say they have to do it extremely fast because Aircene does have that Blizzard up, so he could pull it immediately here.
Shatter coming out here from Josh. The high noon coming out from Milan, but they got shattered out of it. Josh able to find Aircene here, but here comes the shatter from Schuster. It finds three, but the immortality field keeping everyone alive there. However, Ty, color, next one's to follow. The beat does come out from Glimpse to keep their team alive in this fight. Ghost just fanning that hammer on the Schuster, trying to get them out of this team fight, but they won't be able to. Milan able to take care of both Josh and Ghost there, and it looks like the Flashbacks might just be able to cap this second point here, but we have gone into overtime. I don't think the Foxes are going to try to recontest this one.
No, I don't think so either, but Schuster has kind of gotten a little split. Flashbacks probably wanted to attempt, or at least, but the spawn's just so far away, it's a little hard to get contested, but they want to take a fight in the hallway here, it looks like, and hold close.
Milan able to find Nerf out here early. Josh, next one with low health here. Immortality field coming out here from Pasty. Josh, next one to fall here for the Foxes. Aircene able to find them. Now you see them really pushing up here because essentially at this point, that's what they have to do. Almost a minute to go in their time bank. At this point, if you lose a team fight here, you're basically on last fight.
Yeah, and Luminous, they have the Blizzard from Ty, and most of the Blizzards from Ty have been fight ending or fight winning, and that's pretty much what they have to bank on here. Josh does have close to that shatter color coming up in that window, but Ty has the ultimate just to stop Flashbacks in their tracks right here.
Yeah, this is remind me a lot of what we saw last round right here, where one team had a lot of ultimates and the other one only had some here. But look at this, a nice combo of ultimates coming out here from the Flashbacks. 3, make it 4. It's about to be 5 coming out here from the Flashbacks. It's a team kill, but the Foxes are going to come back with 4 ultimates in the bag, while the Flashbacks only will have 2.
Yeah, and they have to, but it's gonna be up to Joseph Chudge. He got booped a little bit. Blizzard has to be invested soon, or else it's over.
Milan able to find 2 out here early. High Noon coming out from Ghost, not able to find anyone with that. And look at this. Now it's the Foxes just trying to make sure it's going to be forced into overtime. I don't think it was. I think the Flashbacks just completed this map with a second left to go. But each team here will have a minute going into overtime.
Yeah, I honestly think if Luminous wanted to win that fight, Ty had to use the Blizzard as soon as he got it. Like, they were in the position. The Flashbacks were split in half by Ty's wall, so just like at least gain 2 picks or a couple picks with that Blizzard would have been big. But instead, Schuster landed a 4-man shatter just to send Luminous spiraling back to the spawn room. And yeah, Flashbacks, I believe, capped with 0.5 on the time bank, so they get to defend first, and Luminous are the ones attacking.
Yeah, and honestly, like, each team's had their struggles on this first point, but the Luminous Foxes did do a lot better than the Flashbacks in their first initial push phase here on Shambali. So, you know, really no surprises coming out from the Luminous Fox here. I would have loved to see the Symmetra again, but honestly, I completely understand why they're not coming out with the Sim here. But again, straight mirror match here, so it's just whoever has the better brawl is going to probably end up being the winner of this map.
Yeah, or has better brawl, and also Flashbacks are holding inside the room, so I don't think Luminous are going to expect them to come out. Luminous are probably expecting the poke comp because that's what Flashbacks played initially, but both teams are mirrored here, so it's going to be who has the better brawl or who can pick off somebody first. Because right now Flashbacks has shown they can pick off Milan and Arsene. Have been able to pick up Ty and Ghost time and time again.
Yeah, but Schuster letting them know that they're at least in this small room right now. Here comes the rest of their team right now. It's a straight brawl here on the cart. However, Immortality Field forced out here by both sides. Already taken out here. Schuster first one to fall here. Luminous Foxes, they have their golden opportunity here to win a team fight and push this cart a significant amount away here. However, there is one member of the Flashbacks on the cart right now, denying them from pushing anything right now. Nerf. And I believe Milan, Pasty falls there. Now it's just up to Milan. However, stalling for as long as they did. Look at the time bank. Already 45 seconds taken out. We're going to be in last team fight scenario no matter what in the next team fight.
Yeah, and Milan hitting a lot of shots in that first opening fight. Already 80 to that Deta. He's going to get it up before any other else come up, I believe. As Color gets that window up fast. Josh is near the shatter, and Milan already got Ghost.
Milan already got Ghost here, but Josh is so close to that shatter here. It could be huge for them if they get it right now. Charges come out from each side there. Josh not able to find anyone with it, but they do have that shatter ready to go. The shatter comes out. Ty are able to find Milan there, but Josh immediately taken out by Schuster here. The Fox here need to try to find another pick to give them a little bit of an advantage here. The beat coming out from Nerf here. So is the damage matrix from Color right now, and the damage matrix from Pacey as well. Airseed popping their Blizzard as well. And look at that. It's going to find 2, 3. Will it find a 4th? It won't matter. The Flashbacks have stopped the Foxes here. 87 meters is a really good distance, though, for the Foxes.
Yeah, in this map, some teams get held up on first. When I was cast in week 2, I recall, Ragnarok Loki didn't even get it past first corner of the first phase on the map. So it can be held if you play it right. And honestly, I think Luminous, if they want a best bet, they should hold close, but don't give away where you are like Schuster did, because Schuster gave away where he was because he wanted all charge from the Fire Strike. It just made it super easy for Luminous just to realize, hey, there are Ryan's in there. If he comes out, we can just wall him off.
Yeah, and it worked out great for them there. But like you said, honestly, like, all the Luminous Foxes need to do here to keep this series alive going into map 4 here, at least for them, is just play this safe. But they're coming out with a poke comp. And at the moment, Airseed is teasing us with a Widowmaker, but I felt like they did that last time they were on attack too.
Yeah, they did this last time when they were on attack, where they came out like initially with the Widow, Mercy's, and like to try to get an opening pick. But last time Luminous played this very well. As soon as they realized that Flashback's plan was just to run them over, the way to beat Brawl is just to run. Just if you're playing Cone, just run. Just run. You're not gonna beat them up close. So if you keep putting space between you and the enemy Ryan, well, the Ryan can't really do anything if he can't hit anything with his hammer.
But it looks like the Flashbacks are noticing here what the Foxes came out with on defense. You saw them try to get some pop shots there with a Zen and a Widowmaker, not able to find anyone there, but now they are starting to push this cart. Ghost here going to try to be a little bit of a distraction, get them off the cart. Looks like the Flashbacks want to do exactly what they did last round of try to force the Foxes off the high ground, which they have done to great success here at the moment in Air Scene. Able to find Ty out here first. That gives them a huge advantage. That Dynamite gone is big for them here. Look at how much just space it has created for them.
Yeah, and if the rest of Luminous should just back up right now, like, sure they got Ghost like in the back who's creating like a little bit of distraction, so it's giving time, but Luminous can't back up that much further, or else they're gonna give up the point, almost C9 like they did on the first round of Antarctic.
Yeah, but right now Flashback's playing this very, very safe here. Just at the moment, Pacey though able to find Ghost. That's a huge pick off here for the Flashbacks. We do see Pacey here healing up everyone, and the Foxes, no!
It was looking so good for the Foxes on their defense and attack. If there was a map for Foxes to take, this should have been it, but it was just a couple mistakes again. It was a couple minor mistakes a couple of times. Of course, playing the game, going to be that 5K from Milan. I don't even know how he got 3 in that Deadeye. I only saw 2 on his screen.
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I thought the Foxes, I thought they looked great that map. Like I said, it seemed like we were watching an entirely new Foxes team, and they just yet make a mistake. And something that we had talked about after that halftime break, that they had just been making mistakes throughout this entire series that had been coming back to hurt them. And that one right there might be the biggest one that we'll see tonight, because that does give the series win over to the Foxes. We still do have one more map left to go for map differential sake. But again, I felt like they were getting something going in the right direction there, and they just fell back into their old ways.
Yeah, this has been the closest map between these two teams. I honestly, Luminous, it might have been like a comfort pick just to play the poke, but honestly, their Brawl was looking so good. I don't know why they switched off of it on defense. If you can hold close on against the Brawl team there too, and not make the same mistake that Flashbacks did and give your position away, I think they would have won that map. But just going the poke comp, that was a big question mark for me, especially since like they didn't get the point all the way. They got into the area where Brawl thrives, which is the narrow space. So you really can't do that much as a Sigma when you got a Reinhardt in your face, and that was a big. I honestly just think they should have stayed on the Brawl there. That their Brawl was looking very good and a lot better than it did on Antarctic. So that I don't know if that probably was just a call from like one of their players or their coach or something to play that poke on the defense, but I honestly would have liked to see them stay on the Brawl there.
Yeah, and I think they kind of played it wrong a little bit too, because once we saw them lose their Ashe there, they immediately backed up. I think in that scenario right there, you're basically fighting on that point as long as you can, and then making swaps to try to get back to the cart. Like they gave Flashbacks too much free reign and free space on that cart to really do anything there. And yeah, Ghost was in the backline, causing some distraction. But again, they just didn't find any picks there. And it happened both times. Both picks that came out there from the Flashbacks onto the Foxes in that last round, it immediately forced everyone on the Foxes just to fall back a little bit. And, that second kill basically led to a C9 there. But we're moving on to the next map here. Our fourth and final map for the night. We'll be heading to Esperanza here. Now, again, this is a map that I think after that last performance from the Foxes here, that I feel like might actually kind of play better for them.
Yeah, this map I've seen pretty much every comp you can play on this map. I've seen Brawl, I've seen Diva, I've seen Ball, Doomfist, Junker Queen. You can pretty much play most tanks on this map and get away with it. I would say that both teams probably are going to play the Brawl because that's what both have been really strong on. But who knows, Luminous might try to pull out something that we haven't seen and try to experiment a little bit, since they are technically have lost this match. But I would expect to see brawl from both sides.
I would expect that too, but I have seen like Esperanza is definitely is definitely a push map that I have seen a lot of different comps on and a lot of different comps work for teams here. So like you said, it could be an experimental map here for both these teams. Flashbacks, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more experimental than the Luminous Foxes, because I feel like the Foxes, after that performance on Shimbali, wanted to at least say, hey, we can take a map in this series. Flashbacks, on the other hand, like I said, I feel like this is more of an experimental thing where they can come out and do something that maybe they've been workshopping, but just haven't necessarily had to actually do it in a real competitive setting.
Yeah, when but looking at both sides, comps are about to be revealed, and Luminous Fox is back under the Junker Queen comp that we saw on Icebreaker on Antarctica with Flashback, showing a ball comp, and it may come as a shock to some people, but the way you counter ball is actually one of the counters to ball is Junker Queen. Her knife, if you hit the knife onto the ball and just displacing him enough, or like just ignoring him and playing grouped, because ball hates when players play grouped up, because he thrives off of going for assassinations or people that are alone. So I won't be surprised if Luminous, once they recognize they're running the ball, they will just go after the unmobile backline of Glimpse and Pasty.
Yeah, and you also see a swap here coming back in. B-Well from the first time. It's the first time we've seen them since the first map of this series. Are seen out now. They did a really good job coming in after that first map there. So B-Well coming back in now for them, that they have the series secure in their possession right now. Everyone, though, for the Flashbacks on this high ground, the Foxes, though, running up here to meet them, and you immediately see Chuser just bowl through everyone. However, Josh able to find Pacey out here early. They have their eyes now set on Glimpse. Bowl supports out here early for the Flashbacks. This is a good start for the Foxes.
Yeah, and that's how you beat the ball comp. Glimpse and Pasty have no mobility, except Glimpse does have a shield bash, like, for some mobility. But if you can get on top of the supports and just kill them off, it's fight's pretty much done. Like, ball comp has a lot of stop potential and stuff like that, but they need their Brigitte and their Zen alive to do anything, because the Discord or provides so much extra damage on whoever it's stuck on.
Yeah, but right now you see the Fox here pushing up the cart. No big swaps going out from the Flashbacks. They want to try to stick with this here for a little bit, but it's really all up to Chuser right now. They're going to come in, slam on the ground. They're focused on a target, but you immediately see Josh just go after Pasty again. Tyler able to find there. Chuser, though, does find color. Tyler falls next, or Ty does fall next to B-Well. And Milan trying to get, I believe that's Ghost out. They have 1 HP. They're able to do that. And one quick team fight win here by the Flashbacks. They're going to be able to take control of this bot for the first time. And I think they might even be able to get the lead here.
Yeah, and Flashbacks do have like a little bit more ult charge in the DPS in. And they got a stagger on the Nerf there too. Nerf has that big coming out color form. Has the rush. Josh does have the Rampage. Rampage into this comp is a little bit iffy to get value. But if you want to ult anybody, just ult the backline. They cannot do anything against the anti-effect.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Also great camera work there, making sure we saw Nerf's body there. But Ghost able to find Milan out early. Josh finds B-Well again. Essentially, it's another quick team fight. Kind of one here, but the minefield does come down around the bot here for the Flashbacks here. However, Ty able to find Schuster out. Now that bot has just walked through the minefield, so that's pretty much something you don't need to worry about here. And Fox is here. Again, it's just been kind of quick team fights here, and they've been able to, flip the side and already get the lead back.
Yeah, and that's what Junker Queen comp wants. They want quick fights, done, dusted. They want the kills. They want to get the kills fast. They want the fight over in like 2 seconds. And that's what Luminous have been really good at doing. They're finding where Glimpse and Pace they're playing and just running at them and getting the kills. Josh has that Rampage, so I would expect that he would just Rampage Pasty and Glimpse if they're in a position where he can hit them with it. But Milan has that overclock out and already has gotten nerfs and beats out the board for Luminous here.
They're just now rapid firing these railgun shots. Not able to find anyone else, but B-Well able to find Ty and find Color there. Just throwing hands. Hell, everyone on the Flashbacks just throwing hands. 3 melee kills there. Glimpse able to find a 4th one there. I'll count that as a 4th melee kill, since basically Brigitte's weapon is just a melee weapon.
Yeah, discredit Zen is kicking people, not punching people, but Luminous does have 5 ults coming in here, so I would expect, like, Pasty's trans. Well, if you're pumping trans against Rampage, you're pretty much throwing an ult down the gutter because it doesn't do anything against Rampage. Rampage is an anti-effect, one of the things that actually counters Transcendence.
Yeah, but right now, oh, you look at that. That's a nice force out there of that Transcendence there. We do see the Rampage come out. I don't think it really hit anyone there, but able to find Ghost. Color next one to fall. Pacey, though, does eventually fall there to Jost, but Jost very low on health there. It's just them, but the rest of the team there for the Flashbacks able to take care of them.
Yeah, Flashbacks, they're able to, like, I think they're able to, like, to pick up on the pick off on like some players in the rotation. Like Luminous, like they were playing together at the beginning, but a couple of times like Ghost has been on his own or Nerf has been on their own. But they're probably leaving those players out there because like Ghost wants to take off angles. Nerf has a lot of mobility with Lucio, but Ty did invest his blade in that fight, I believe, too, because he's down only 11 ult charge, and it got shut down. So whoever shut that blade down, really good work from them.
Yeah, but right now, Fox is back in control of the bot here. They are at the slight disadvantage here on the lead. They do reset the spawns, though, so that should help them here if they are able to get a team fight win here. Ghost, though, gonna pop the overclock. Just absolutely looking for anyone at the moment. Not able to find anyone other than Schuster there on the ball. Color, though, does find Glimpse to give the Fox here a little bit of the advantage. However, Ghost accidentally just walks straight into the minefield. Josh does find Pacey again. That's been a very one-sided fight so far. Ty able to find Milan there to put the Fox in an even bigger advantage here. But in all this confusion going on here, it looks like Schuster is actually able to get control of the bot there for a little bit and push it ahead.
Yeah, and it's gonna be time and time again that I think Pacey's like probably useless at this point. Flex supports in general, or supports in general, are probably used to dying a lot. But Pacey, yeah, he's targeting up. He's public enemy #1 for that Junker Queen Josh, because as long as you can get that Zen out of the fight, you eliminate a large amount of damage coming out here. And sure, Flashbacks, they do have Rally and Overclock coming up, but Nerf has a beat, so she can probably most likely counteract the Overclock out if she wants to invest that. I think she's holding it a little longer than I would have liked. She's had it like for 3 or 4 fights now.
Yeah, and we already see Ty fall out of this one early here. Nerf finally using that beat right there. Held on to it just long enough, in her opinion, right there to keep themselves alive. But actually, yeah, it's Nerf first one to fall here. Joso does come back and find Pacey. Then they find Glimpse here. However, the bot back in control of the Flashbacks here. And they have a lot of free space just to kind of push this bot.
Yeah, look, but both meters very close. B-Will is 1 HP, but so is Ty. So this is really iffy for both teams. Nerf got B-Will, but Milan got Ghost, wherever that 1v1 was taking place. Glimpse has gone over to the Ana and off of that Brigitte, recognizing that it's probably easier to like to sleep or at least have at least some accountability to the Junker Queen, since Brig can deny Junker Queen to an extent, but Josh is just waiting out the whip shot and then shouting after, so then once the displacement cooldown's gone, he can still go in.
Ultimate's pretty even coming into this fight here. B-Well looking for a pulse bomb stick here. That could be pretty huge. Color, though, might be able to negate it with their Suzu here. But at the moment, it looks like they have their target picked out. Pulse bomb comes out. Won't be able to find anyone there. However, I believe Josh is asleep low on health. Nerf also low on health. Pacey able to find Josh. Schuster able to spike Nerf into the ground. Milan pops that overclock, finds one, making a second one there just as the overclock ends. And now the Flashbacks back in control of the bot, but they still have a decent amount of way to push it to get back in the lead here.
Yeah, and Luminous have almost 5 ults. Nerf's is the only one who doesn't have the ult up. Pacey has a Transcendence, but then again, Josh has the Rampage. Sure, Transcendence is going to counteract the blade from Ty, but if Ty is smart, he'll wait out the Transcendence and hold the blade. Unless Nerf just immediately gets picked off. That's not good.
Look at that. It forces the Kasuni rush out here from Color to try to engage with this one. Here comes the blade from Ty. They're able to find one even with that Transcendence going on. However, I think they're forgetting about something. The Flashbacks here are pushing this cart right now.
Luminous, you might need a little work on your point presence, or at least paying attention to the point, because I think they've nearly seen C9 on first. They nearly C9 on Antarctic. They kind of C9 on Shambali, and they nearly let Flashbacks almost like get a little more leeway, because B-Will and Schuster are just kind of playing Grand Theft Auto with the bot and taking it away from Luminous every time Luminous like are in a fight.
Yeah, but right now, ultimates are pretty even across the board. Ghost, the only one ready right now. However, Tide falling early might hold out on that ultimate here a little bit. However, Color able to find B-Well right back to try to even some stuff out here. You immediately see Joge get a little bit aggressive here. Nerf does have their beat ready to go, but here comes the overclock from Ghost. They find one. They find a second one. They're on the Milan, but they won't be able to find a third, I believe, here. But they already did a good enough job finding two. Joge does find Pacey with the third. And now, with about a minute to go here, you know, the Luminous Foxes here could easily add some more distance to their lead here.
Yeah, and Nerf has the beat coming up. Glimpse does have that nano, but really, what do you put? You can throw it under the ball, sure, but she probably has got either nano Milan or B-Well. I was thinking maybe she nanos Pacey, like if Pacey gets really in trouble from another rush from Josh. Josh is currently sleeping right now, and Color is kind of in trouble with the anti on him.
The pulse bomb did come out from B-Well. Doesn't find anyone with it. It did force out the Suzu. Ghost first one to fall here, though, as Pacey finds them there. And now Chuser just absolutely harassing some members of the Foxes in that backline. Joe still able to find Pacey right back to even stuff out. Beat gonna come out here from Nerf. It hits 3 members of their team. Doesn't hit Color, though, but Josh still going in. Finds 2. Ty finds a third. B-Well, though, able to find Color there, who was really, really low in that engagement. 15 seconds left to go. And the Fox here looking just to clean up this fight. Chuser gonna try to do their best here to probably stall out on this card. They're getting some health right now from their supports. They're gonna have to roll back into this bot here soon, but they're gonna be able to force at least overtime here. They do have minefields ready to go. Minefields popped. Here comes the overclock from Milan. Minefield already finds one. The Consumer Rush coming out here from the Foxes. Ghost though denies that overclock onto Milan, but Chuser comes right back to find Ghost here. Ty does find Glimpse to even stuff out here on the bot right now. However, Flashbacks do take control of the bot here, push it away. However, the kills continue just to come out from the Fox here. Josh finds Pacey. They find B-Well as well. And now it's up to Chuser. The blade coming out here from Ty, just kind of slicing and dicing this ball, trying to find them. Will be able to. Milan not able to get back to the point fast enough. Luminous Foxes will end up taking the 4th map here. But again, it's the Flashbacks winning the overall series.
Yeah, and Flashbacks probably just took this map to experiment with their ball comp and stuff like that. I honestly would say that if Luminous did not make some of the mistakes they did on Shambali, we probably would have been going into map 5 here. If Flashbacks chose to play that ball comp. However, I've noticed something with Nostalgia Org is once the team gets bored of winning, they do everything in their power to throw. And I don't know if that's just the effect that Capital has on his players, but I don't know what's up with Nostalgia doing that, because Reminiscence and Amnesia do the exact same thing. And I'm not sure why they do it.
I think it's a running joke, honestly.
I mean, I came back to buy a Reminiscence. They lost last week, so...
Yeah, but, you know, like you said, I honestly believe that, you know, if Luminous Foxes handle that overtime on Shambali a little bit differently, we would be going into a 5th map right now. And honestly, I would be saying that Luminous Foxes are probably the team riding high going into that 5th map, but just coming out on that poke comp was probably the worst thing they could have done, especially since they weren't able to find the first pick and played really, really defensive, just backing up after they lost a member there on Shambali. But here on Esperanza, looked like a completely different team again, and it seemed like one that the Flashbacks couldn't necessarily deal with at times. However, like you said, maybe it's just something where they just got really bored.
Yeah, that's what I've just heard. Like I've heard from people that a commonality with Nostalgia is if they get bored, they just send a troll or throw or whatever the heck you want to call it. Or I think Flashbacks actually were just like experimenting a little bit with the ball comp because you can run ball there. But I think they stayed on it, even though Luminous were playing a counter comp, probably because they knew they already won the match and they just wanted to try it out. But I don't think they were throwing or like trolling or whatever. But that's just a commonality I've seen with Nostalgia players. But Luminous, they first 2 maps they looked a little sloppy. Second 2 they looked a lot stronger. So I wouldn't take this loss really that hard for Luminous. They took a map off of one of the most well-renowned teams. Nostalgia Org is a really well-renowned org, especially since most of their teams have won championships in their respective divisions. So going even though Luminous lose here, I don't think it's really that big of a deal for them. They looked really good in the last 2 maps there, but Flashbacks just had their number in the first 2.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Like, yeah, this is gonna probably play something going into that second stage here. But again, these like Luminous, like I said, looked like the better team. Like you said, looked like the better team in the second half after that halftime break. Flashbacks though, just I feel like the Flashbacks just got really lucky that they were able to capitalize on yet another little mistake that the Luminous Fox had there on Shambali. I really do think this should have been a series that we were going to a 5th map, but sometimes just not the case. Flashbacks improved their record to 3-2 on the season. Luminous falls to 2-3. Still very close in that in the standings right now. These two teams are, but again, the head-to-head here goes to Flashbacks.
Yeah, and as far as both teams played very well, if I had to highlight a single player, I had my doubts about her coming into this season, but Glimpse played extremely well today. As main support myself, she like your job pretty much you have to pretty much play. You're pretty much the off tank now as Lucio. Usually you have to protect your flex support, be with your team all the time. Her Brig, even though they lost each Bronzer, her Brig looked really strong. Looks like she's kept up on it. She used to play in She played in Discord tier last season, so she has moved down. She has moved down a tier, but she still looks like the same player she was last season. So really, I had my doubts about her coming in, but she proved me wrong here.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there as well. But that will do it for us here at Tranquility. Thank you everyone for coming here tonight to watch this amazing series of Overwatch. Again, Flashbacks beating the Luminous Foxes 3-1. Denji, before we sign off for the night, is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, so coming up right after this, you'll have Silver Slander, a deep dive into Discord tier, and then I'm forgetting the rest. And tomorrow, I'm forgetting the Transcendence tier match for tomorrow, but I know Thursday will be MI7 versus Reminiscence, our rematch of the preseason finals and the grand finals of season 9. The MI7 currently are above Reminiscence in matches 2-1, so we'll see if Reminiscence can bring it even, or MI7 will continue their reign over Reminiscence.
But that will do it for us here tonight, y'all. Thank you again so much. Thank you, Denji, for being my co-cast tonight. Thank you, Hippie, behind the scenes, for both producing and observing the games here. That will do it for us. Make sure you stick around for Silver Slander, right?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, make sure you stick around for that. That will start soon after this live stream ends. But that will do it for us here tonight. I've been Dextron. That has been Denji. Hope you all have a great night, and make sure you guys stick around for Silver Slander.
You